The advice your grandmother probably gave you before you were even 4 years old could have made you millions of dollars in sales. And at the time, if you're anything like me, you probably ignored grandma's advice and you thought that it was like slowing you down and like shackling your ankles and it felt terrible. So you brushed the advice off your shoulder. You ignored what grandma said, but then as a mature adult, you look back and say, maybe she was right. And in this video, I want to bring back grandma's advice and share a story with you, including a scar that I'm left with because of ignoring what my grandmother told me. And I know now, looking back as a salesperson, that if I would have heeded grandmother's advice, I kid you not, I would have made millions and millions and millions of dollars more if I listened to her way back when. So let's bring it back to light and share with you what the advice is that your grandmother probably gave you too, and how it can help you make even more millions in sales. First, I want to say a quick welcome or welcome back. Adam Bensman here, the Roof Strategist, and everything that I do here on this channel is designed to help you and your team smash your income goal and give every customer an amazing experience. And giving customers an amazing experience is even easier when you heed this advice. You might be noticing something maybe a little different about this video, maybe a couple things. And I want you to pay really close attention to what those things are because they have to do with the advice that grandma gave me and likely gave you too. So before we get into it, I want to share a story with you of how I got this advice from my grandmother. And you'll see very clearly how it ties into sales. See, I had just started to run when I was a kid. Now, walking didn't take long because running was more exciting. I'm a fast-paced person. And if I can move there, I'm going to move there quicker. I had a lot of energy to burn. And I'm kind of like a bull in a china shop. As my wife Sheena calls me, I'm a bruiser. I just wanted to get it done. And I wanted to get it done fast. So one day, grandma shows up. And she walked in. We had a long hallway that came in off our garage right into the kitchen. And in the hallway, we had a couple of heat exchanges, some heat vents in the floor. And I'm running. Again, I just learned to walk. And I'm at a full sprint. But one thing was a problem. My brain was going way faster than my little feet could keep up. So before I knew it, one foot caught behind the other one and I face planted right into that heat exchange in the floor. I split my forehead open from about here to there. And it's a scar that only shows up in some lighting, fortunately. I split my face open, I stand up, and I am now covered in blood. Still with the excitement of seeing grandma there and that flash of a second where I was finally figuring out what's happening. I'm looking at grandma, I'm still so excited to see her, and there's blood covering my left eye. The pain sinks in, and grandma turns to me and says, "Slow down, slow down, slow down." It's the words that I never liked to hear because in sales, everything is fast paced. That's how we make money. And in fact, most salespeople are wired with the attention span of a gnat. But I know that in sales, slowing down means giving people the time and attention they deserve. It also means that we slow down enough that we can keep up with ourselves. So let's talk about this advice. Let's talk about sales and how this advice can make you millions. First, when we slow down, we have time to think. I have to tell you, I am still guilty of this today. And I know that in my training videos, I speak really quickly. Why? Because I know that you and I are wired similarly. We're here to learn. Time is money. Give it to me fast. Give it to me quick. Shoot me straight to the point. But in sales, our discussions there are different than in teaching or in learning. Just the same as how you talk to your spouse or significant other at home. It's very different than you're going to talk to your best friend, which is different than you're going to talk to a stranger, and it's different than you're going to talk to a prospect. But when we go too fast, we get ahead of ourselves. When we get ahead of ourselves, we stumble on our words. Has it happened to you where you've been motor mouthing and then all of a sudden you realize that you start speeding up because you're uncomfortable? You start speeding up because if you can speak quickly, it almost comes across like you know what you're talking about. It's almost like using false confidence when in fact you're really nervous. And homeowners sense this. So that's one of the big problems about going too fast. The other problem is when we get ahead of ourselves, when we talk way too quickly, we will literally out-talk the way our brain processes. Or we talk so fast and our brain's processing here that we skip things and our thoughts and words aren't connected. We end up shooting out gibberish and the homeowner is staring at us confused. And they don't know what's going on. The third problem with talking too fast is you can make people uncomfortable because your intensity, which by the way, that passion you need to keep, do not lose the passion. Do not lose the enthusiasm, but you need to bottle it, contain it enough that it doesn't just blurt out to the homeowner and make them feel like they're being targeted. And the final thing about talking too fast is it doesn't give people enough time to respond. Because when we talk really fast, sometimes we get excited. And this can happen where someone's saying something and you get so excited, you want to keep talking again, so you jump in and you finish their sentence for them. Are you guilty of this? I know I am. Where I fill in what people are going to say. I jump to the conclusions. I give people the answer. And it is a massively big problem. So I've been doing some coaching with my team recently. We do a weekly audit of all of our calls. We do role play. And one of the things that we've been practicing as a team has been slowing down. Now, there have been other changes that we've introduced, one of which is asking better questions, stronger questions, and learning more about the people that we serve. But the only way that that's been possible is by slowing down. And in doing so, we have seen to date doubling of our close rate. Slowing down has been a massive component of that. Why? Because it's allowed us to think more clearly. It's provided more space for our customers to share. It has provided opportunities for us to ask questions and allow people to answer fully, which in return allows us to ask more follow-up questions. So my advice to you is to heed Grandma's advice that she shared with you before you were probably even 4 years old. And I want to ask you this right now. Better yet, I want you to ask yourself this question. If I slow down in my sales appointments, will I make even more sales? If I slow down in my sales appointments, will it give my customers more time to talk? If I slow down in sales appointments, will it give me a chance to be a better listener? If I slow down in my sales appointments, will it allow me to hear and integrate and ask even better follow-up questions in my sales appointments? And if I slow down in my sales appointments, will it make my customers have an even better experience with me? If you answered yes to any of those, then my advice to you is to listen to Grandmother, whether she's watching you now or watching you from above, because that advice about slowing down and not getting ahead of yourself is truly the secret to developing deep and powerful relationships with our customers, bottling our enthusiasm, and of course, winning more business so we can collect the most important thing in the world, which is thank you notes. When someone hands you a big fat check and says, "Thank you for serving me." Now, I'd love to hear from you. Did you get this advice as a kid from your grandmother? Maybe your mother, maybe your father? Slow down. If you did, drop a comment below. Give me a thumbs up, arm flex, whatever you want. But I want to hear if I'm the only one that needed to slow down as a kid. All right, here's Grandma coming back at you. Rest in peace, Grandmother. Rest in peace. Thanks for joining me in today's video, my friends. I hope this was a nice change of pace for you to learn the power of slowing down. That's all for this video. Just because our time here is about to wrap up doesn't mean your and my time has to. If you like these videos and you want more, jump my free training center right here. You can also text the word free to 303-222-7133. I'll slow it down for you. You can text the word free, F-R-E-E, to 303-222-7133, or click right here. And if you want to hang with me here on YouTube, I think you're really going to love this video. And I'll see you on the next one. And it probably won't be this slow.